The podcast you're about to hear involves true stories, which may contain graphic content that is not suitable for children. Listener's discretion is advised. This is Esoteric Oddities.
Hey guys!
Did you miss us?
We're back.
We're back. It's kind of weird. It's been a minute.
I'm really sick, so apologies for any snots you may hear.
Love it.
Coughs.
Here for
or just weird things.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so we're back.
We're back and you're nasty.
I sure am. I'm always nasty. Me and Jonathan went to a haunted house. It was a haunted house, a haunted hayride, and a haunted
corn
maze. Oh my god. They
Hell
fucked
yeah.
me up. Let me tell you.
Okay, so we go there and it's mostly high school. This episode I think is coming out the week of Thanksgiving. So hey y'all, this is old news to y'all, but we love the fall festivities. And we love a good haunted activity.
Fall mall.
All right. So all the people that were there were high schoolers and then old people. And we get on the the hayride, the haunted hayride. I had never been on one before. Surprise.
I feel like no one was really excited.
Yeah, well,
I was ready.
We were the last. We were waiting in line to go in the haunted corn maze, and then they called over the loudspeakers. They were like, "If you want the hayride, this is the last train." So we get on it, and this is a little farm, and it literally they put in so much fucking work. It was some Disney World shit, the animatronics and stuff.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Of course, some of the shit was corny, but a lot of it, I was really impressed with it being a small farm and them doing their damn thing. So of course, Sarah gets all scared and shit. We're sitting to the front, but they pick her out in the damn crowd because nobody else is screaming. I sat in the middle.
I didn't sit on the end. I didn't sit on the other end. I sat in the middle
of the front. We were sitting
and
towards
they
the
got
front.
me. They got
sure
my
did.
ass.
They sure did. They came after you. But why are you going on a haunted hayride if half the people were sitting there and they were
this one girl was on the phone.
They were older people too. I don't understand.
Get it together. I'm here to be scared.
I'm staring at me when I'm screaming it. Okay,
on purpose.
I pissed my pants a little bit. Judge me. I
what
came
about
to
it?
piss my panties.
That maze was really scary. That guy almost hit me in the face with that hatchet.
Oh, he did. He did.
But you said it was fake.
Yeah, because it was
real.
styrofoam.
Oh, and I'm like, ah!
You dumb bitch.
I really am.
What else did we do? Oh, we had a photo shoot with Kiko, our friend
did.
Kiko.
It was really cute. Go on to her Afro Witch page to check out those photographs.
She's at the Afro Witch and also Nook's Vintage.
Yeah, and then Jonathan did the set.
Oh yeah.
And it was really cute.
That's what you were fishing for?
Yep.
Well, thank you. Yeah. What else did we do? I didn't get any fucking trick-or-treaters.
Oh my god, I didn't do anything for Halloween weekend. I think I was in depression mode.
That's okay.
I
Eat your
didn't
damn
do
candy.
shit for Halloween. Well, I went to Trish's, but that's about it.
Did you get trick-or-treaters there?
She got some.
We didn't get a single one this year. I was pissed.
For every trick-or-treater she got, I took 2 pieces of candy.
That's the way you do it, baby. Okay, and then something else exciting we hope you enjoyed our cocktail video. That was so long ago now. But
what cocktail video?
we pre-filmed that I think, was it September?
It was because we did, right after we filmed that, we had the episode with Trish, right? I was here 2 days.
Then maybe that was October, but we pre-filmed everything, so now it seems so
forever
fucking long ago, especially after this break. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed our cocktail video. If you don't know what we're talking about, we made Halloween cocktails, and I hope you and your ugly friends made them and enjoyed them and got turned with them. I understand that some of them were really sugary.
Oh my god, yeah, the green one was my fave. But I wouldn't be able to drink that.
One is good. Okay, so then yesterday something pretty exciting happened. Sarah and I had an interview with this guy, Anthony. Hey, Anthony, if you're listening.
Hey, thank you for interviewing us yesterday.
It was fun. It was nice meeting him.
Sick ass mess.
True, but
it was really nice.
We'll have details on where that's going later. But yeah, that was really cool. But while I'm driving to this interview, I was using my GPS because there was so much fucking traffic yesterday. Nobody knows how to drive in the rain. So I'm taking the back way, and there's literally a store called 6-Eleven.
Oh, I love that.
And it looks exactly like 7-Eleven.
Yo, shut the
The
fuck up.
font and everything, and I wanted to take a picture so bad, but it was on like a windy road. It was
you were
raining,
like,
and
I
there
gotta
was
pay
people.
attention.
Yeah, there was people honking behind me. So maybe we'll have to go back there and
Let's
fucking
go to
take a picture.
6-Eleven. Oh, so on Wednesday I went to go see Yeji again. I talked about her in like a previous episode.
Years ago.
So me and my friends went to go see her again, and
I feel like we have so many stories that we're just like spewing it out the ass. And then this happened. And then this happened. And then this happened.
Like strap on, strap in. And then my friend ended up getting really drunk, and they stayed over.
It wasn't me, by the way.
It wasn't John. In the middle of the night, I see them get up and like kind of like go straight to my laundry room, which is like right outside my bedroom. Mind you, my bathroom is in my room, so like there should
It's
be
right
no
next
reason
to it,
why
yeah.
they were going outside. So I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? So I like turn on the hallway light, and they're peeing in my cat's litter box.
Yo, you told me that, and I was dying.
I was cracking the fuck up.
I really wish you would have like videoed it.
Oh my god, I can't stop thinking about it.
It's so funny.
It happened on Wednesday, and I'm still talking about it.
It's funny because I joke about doing that, but I don't think I've ever done that before.
It seems maybe liberating.
Maybe we should try it tonight.
Let's do it.
What are you doing later?
You.
Okay, well, I'm going to be peeing in the litter box if you want to join me.
Move over.
Cheese and rice. Well, hey guys, since it is almost Thanksgiving here in the United States of America, we've got a little treat for you. And of course, our topic today is
Cannabis. This will come out Thanksgiving, right?
Yes, this is going to be Monday before Thanksgiving. Yeah.
Woo woo. So we got some eat treats for you.
Some eatable treatables, baby. All right, so you've got 2 stories. I've got 2 stories. Let's freaking get into it.
Clara Morova, a member of an off-putting religious cult, cried in a courtroom as she admitted to torturing her son, Andrej, and his 10-year-old brother, Jacob. The court also heard allegations that relatives had partially skinned 8-year-old Andrej and then ate the raw human flesh.
No.
Sorry, there was no build up there.
Wow, no, we are in it. Jesus Christ.
The 2 boys told how their mother and relatives would put cigarettes out on their bare skin and whip them with belts and try to drown them. The court heard how the family had sexually abused them and even made them cut themselves with knives. They said they were kept in cages or handcuffed to tables and made stand in their own urine for days.
You know what this already reminds me of? Wow, this is pretty fucked up.
Right?
But did you ever read the book, A Child Called It?
No.
I don't remember why I read it. It was like,
School?
No, absolutely not.
Banned!
This was literally like one of those banned books because the author who did it, I'm going to look up his name right now because I don't want to like fuck anything up or disrespect him. Hold on. Okay, the Dave Pelzer is the author.
Oh, shit.
And it's a true story. It's about himself and his childhood, and it's really fucked up, and the like abuse he got from his mom, and it is heartbreaking. And I think I read it as like a 5th grader or 6th grader, and I wish I remember vividly like it fucked me up.
That's
because it was about
terrifying.
a little kid, and it sounds similar to this, where the kid was like 5 or 6 and he had a newborn brother, and it was his mom and this newborn, and the mom would like make him sit on the stove, like the coils, and like turn the electric stove on.
Oh my fucking god.
And
Ooh, that gave me chills.
yeah, it's so fucked up. Okay, well, I guess we're entering the okay, no,
Yeah.
go ahead.
The abuse was discovered when a man in Brno, Czech Republic, installed a TV baby monitor to keep a watch on his newborn child. It picked up a signal from an identical monitor next door showing one of the victims beaten naked and chained in the cellar.
That's fucked up, but also lucky.
Right. So Clara is the mom. Clara said to have stalled it so she can gloat over her victims suffering from the comfort of her kitchen.
Okay, Clara.
Right. Claire, don't.
Fuck that bitch. I hate her. Go ahead.
Me too. Police were called, and the boy and his brother, as well as what appeared to be a 13-year-old girl, were freed. At the time,
Wait, hold on. Whoa. Okay, so
no one knew that this girl was in the
so how many are there? 4 kids there?
There's 3.
3
There's
kids.
the 2 brothers and then this girl.
Oh god.
At the time, police did not realize the 13-year-old who had been formally adopted was really 34-year-old Barbara Skurlova, one of the children's torturers.
Wait, the 13-year-old girl was a 35-year-old girl?
Yeah.
What kind of orphan shit?
This is crazy. This is like out of this world.
Oh my God.
You see what I did there? I lied so I didn't ruin the story.
There you go. You reeled us in.
She later ran away to Norway, but was found earlier this year by Czech cops who brought her back to the Czech Republic to face trial.
What year is this?
This is like now.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay. Now that you said the video monitor, for some reason I was thinking like back in...
Yeah, because now they have like actual video.
I was thinking of back in ye olden days,
Yeah.
but the baby monitor should have...
New and improved.
Okay.
Her brother, now we know it's not really her brother, Andrej had been locked and chained in the cellar by his mother Clara for months. He had been gagged so he could not scream and beaten as well. It later emerged that his brother Jacob had also been abused.
Dude, this shit is so fucked. Like,
why do you have children for this? Please explain to me how
saying.
you think that that's like okay.
People are fucking sick in their heads, and there are so many people out there who would be fit parents who cannot have a child and are going through it. Like, people like this, I would not be opposed to having the same punishment plus and then some
and worse
be implemented on them.
Well, for me, I would, if I was the judge, I'd be like, okay, your punishment is literally you have to go through what your children went through because you did that.
Yeah. And you did it, yeah, you fucking asshole.
Right. She says that she admitted to abusing her children, but she was manipulated by her sisters, the 34-year-old and another sister named Katerina. But it's like, bitch?
No, fuck that. That's your fucking children. Oh, you were coerced?
Right.
They
I was
convinced you?
Beat my children.
Not just fucking beat them, but like okay. I got some words for you, Clara. Clara. Fuck you.
Clara with a K.
Fuck you, Claire with a K.
All three of them had been a part of the cult called the Grail Movement, which claims to have hundreds of followers in Britain as well as tens of thousands others worldwide. So it's called the Grail Movement.
Don't join it if they're asking.
Katerina and Skurlova and another relative are all accused to be involved in the abuse of the boys. Local media have said that the sinister figure could be one of the leaders of the Grail movement that the women were involved with. So basically they're saying there was this doctor and he could be the head of it because there was text messages in all their phones that was like said doctor, but they didn't release like what the messages said. So that they think that he's the leader of the
Where's your doctorate, doc?
Love that. And he like sent things how to abuse the boys. So,
my God. Yo, okay.
But it's like, I would be like, I gotta go. I'm sorry, I can't be involved.
These poor fucking boys. Like, this is their parent. Like, this is the person. This is all you know.
This is supposed to like keep this. These people are supposed to keep them safe, and they have no type of like family.
And they have like no idea
crooked
how fucked up that is. Jesus
right?
Christ!
And like, how do you come back from that? Like,
you usually don't.
Right, like that traumatic ass experience. But I'm glad that they got caught.
Yeah, fucking same. So, are they sentenced to be boiled in a pot for 20 years?
They didn't say what the sentence was. I don't even think they released it yet.
I want that.
It better be life.
Life to a boiling pot.
Right, I'm saying.
Of smelly water.
You asked that, and I almost said the sentence of the girl in my next sentence. In my next story.
You almost fudged it up.
I did. I was like, wait.
You caught yourself.
I sure did. Ooh, I feel like my nose is real stuffy.
Wait, was that it for that story?
Yeah. Oh, that was my story.
Oh, yes. Love it. That's fucked.
Right?
Please tell me your other story isn't about kids.
It's not.
So wait, they ate his skin?
Yeah. They would like have them cut themselves with knives.
Oh my God. I'm calling the cops.
Isn't that weird?
Weird? That's beyond weird. That's fucked up. Also, how did that sister like, I'm sorry, 13? Like, she's that sister who's just like...
I'm 13.
That fucking aunt who keeps having her 20th birthday. Like, Aunt Linda, you're fucking 40. Like, it's
Get over it.
She's like, I'm 13.
Get over it.
Oh, my God. Well, that's fucked. Thanks
Right?
for sharing.
Thanks. Give me yours.
Thanks for sharing, Karen.
Thanks,
All right,
Karen.
so here is my story, baby. This is the story of Karl Dinka. So, August 12th, 1870, Karl Dinka was born in the Kingdom of Prussia.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah,
That's so
which
crazy.
is now a part of Poland.
Oh, I thought it was King of Prussia and you just made it Kingdom of Prussia to be
No.
like cute.
No, like the King of Prussia, that area was named after, at the time, the Kingdom of Prussia.
Oh, shit.
It's not really a thing anymore, I don't think. Historians, please don't come for me because I don't know what I'm talking about. All right, so Karl lived in a home with his mother, his father, and his older brother, and it wasn't until age 7 when Karl spoke his first words. Interesting, right? Some
Wow.
might say a red flag.
Right. 7?
Or maybe not. That could just be some sort of development plot twist. It's not. So Karl, I already said that. When he was 10 years old, the Dinka family moved to Münsterberg, where they owned their own farm, and they became relatively financially secure. And
I love that.
yeah, don't we all? Fucking A. What's that like?
I don't know.
Back then, wealth essentially translated into like having positive character traits and like a personal pedigree in the eyes of the general public. So these
Oh,
people,
well, then I'm rich as fuck.
are you?
I'm a really good person.
Oh my god, you're such a good person.
Fucking tell me I'm a good person.
You're such a good person. You're pretty.
Sorry.
So in his youth, Karl was said to be soft-spoken but problematic. He was not the best student. He would show up late to school, or he would just cut school altogether. And
Come
at
on, Carl.
age 12, he ran away from home. So after Karl left home at age 12, he became an apprentice to a gardener. How do you become an apprentice to a gardener? I
Please
don't
let me know. I feel like the same way you come an apprentice, like grow weed.
Maybe. But also, I don't know if this guy was a gardener or if he was like a landscaper.
Oh, that might be what they call it.
I don't know. Anyway, years later, when Karl was 25, his father died. Karl's older brother inherited the family farm, and Karl was left with a large sum of money to purchase his own plot of land. So this Karl dude, he takes his change from dead daddy. Stop dancing like that. And he, gives it a shot at farming on his own, and he fucking failed at that. So Karl...
Damn, Carl.
I know. Karl sold his plot of land and he bought a large house to rent out as a landlord in a small town with a population of only 8,000.
Yikes.
So the house had several tenants and many travelers were passing through it. As he grew older in this poverty-stricken town, so at the beginning it wasn't as poverty-stricken, but then as time went on into like the early 1910s, is that what you call it?
1910s? Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
No, 1910. The 1900s, that would be.
No, 1900s would be like well, yeah, it's the early 1900s. Eat my ass. Okay. So,
when and where?
As he grew older, the townspeople started to refer to Karl as Papa.
Ooh, Papa.
So this nickname stemmed from his willingness to allow strangers and homeless people to stay in his house for free. He was a kind guy. He kept to himself, but he was pretty kind. He was from what people knew of him, he was a generous man, and his acts of kindness were deeply, allegedly, were for religious reasons, because Karl was an extremely active member of the local church. He would play the organ for services. He even carried the cross at evangelist funerals. Karl did not drink alcohol, and he was not known to have any relationships with men or women.
Ooh.
So when he wasn't in church, it is said that he... Bless you.
I'm sorry.
When he wasn't in church, he regularly sold suspenders, belts, shoelaces, and other local... other leather goods at local markets. Sometimes he would travel door to door, and he had like pretty low prices. And since everybody was kind of, they weren't struggling just yet, but like since people were like, it was in a downfall, and people were like, "Oh shit, this economy is not really getting better." It was good to have like that shit, good quality shit for cheap. He was also licensed by the Butchers Guild to work in a slaughterhouse and sell pork in the city's markets. So all the pork that he sold was...
Did you say City Marcus?
City Marcus? Hello. City markets. Jesus. All of the pork that he was selling was boneless, pickled, and in jars.
Oh, wow.
So it was a time of crisis, and his goods were popular, and it allowed him to maintain a decent amount of living. So at the turn of the century, in 1903, something strange happened in town. A young woman named Ida Lawner went missing. And we'll get back to Ida later. Ooh. 6 years later, in 1909, 25-year-old Emma Saunder was found brutally murdered. So the case went to trial, and the man felt guilty was Carl's fellow slaughterhouse worker, Edward Troutman. He was convicted and sentenced to life in prison. We'll come back to them. So like many during World War I, Carl lost. So now we're in World War I. So around like 1950. 1914. Yeah, we're just gonna edit that out. Carl lost his savings due to the rampant inflation, and he was forced to sell the house that he lived in, although he continued to own and rent out a portion of the ground floor apartments in the house that he was a landlord to. So that seems kind of confusing, and I don't really know how to explain it because everywhere I thought he owns the entire house. I don't fucking know.
So anyway, he only owned the bottom half? At
this point in time, I think he had to sell the rest of it, but I don't know if he had split up the house into apartments. Also, this house, quote unquote, it kind of looks like a huge, like massive fucking barn. I'll pull up a picture of it because this case is actually very well documented for being in like, by the time the case ended, it was like 1920. Okay. So there's a lot of fucking photographs of these people in these places. So this house, it looked like a giant barn that was converted into a house that may have then been converted into apartments. Not exactly sure, but he owns like a little portion of this, of what he used to own all of. So then in 1924, just a few days before Christmas, a homeless man named Vincent Oliver was begging around town. So, you know, people were like, hey, if you need something, we're going to point you in the direction of Carl Dinka. We call him Papa. You can go knock on his door. Papa, Papa. And he'll open the door.
That's really scary.
Isn't Papa. It? Like, I'm like here for your goods.
Like the Babadook.
Oh, no.
Babadook.
Don't say it. He's going to appear like fucking Beetlejuice.
The Luke.
Get the Babaluke. So yeah, the people in town were pointing him in the direction of Carl because I guess he was a drifter. He came in through a train and he was just, you know, it's about that holiday season. It's cold out, you know, beach season no more.
Oh my God. Yeah, I will eat.
We sure will. That literally had nothing to do with anything. It was just cold out and he was looking for food. So Vincent goes to Carl's house and Carl opens the door. Vincent is welcomed with also, hold on, I think I'm saying his name wrong. I have it in here as Vincent because that's what autocorrect is doing. So I'm going to call him that even though it might be fucking wrong.
Vincent.
But I think it's Vincent or Vincent. I don't know. Maybe I should call him Oliver. Yeah, no, that's so confusing. Yeah, I'm going to call him Vincent.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you for your cooperation. So Vincent goes to Carl's house. He's welcomed with a smile. Carl invites him into his home. And he insisted that Vincent stayed for dinner. There was a pot of beef stew brewing on the stove, and Vincent was motherfucking starving. So they eat together, they talk for a couple hours, they laugh, they giggle, maybe play footsie under the table. Don't know what his motive was. But after the meal, Vincent thanked Carl for being so kind. Carl made a proposition. He was like, hey, do you think if I give you 20 Pfennig, which is about $11 in US dollar amounts today, so I don't know what that would convert to back then. I totally could have calculated it, but
who's doing that?
I'm busy. I had to clean today. I didn't look at my kitchen. Don't look at my kitchen.
I think it looks good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
There's trash over there on the counter.
Oh, I didn't know that was trash.
And an open bag of Funyuns. So where are we? Okay. So, yeah, we'll eat them later. So he's like, yeah, I'll give you 20 Pfennig if you can write a letter for me. So Vincent's like, hell yeah, you fed me. Now you want to give me 20 Pfennig, $11. Come on, let's do it.
Pay up. Let's do it.
So he gives him a pen and a paper. I don't exactly know what he was telling him to write, but Vincent is like hunched down a little bit or like not bending over, but like he's writing on a piece of paper while sitting at a table. Out of the corner of his eye, Vincent sees Carl standing over his shoulder, yielding an axe high above his head. The axe comes smashing down, and Vincent jumped out of the way. Carl took another swing at Vincent, but missed. The homeless man ran into the streets screaming for help as blood poured from his head where the first axe wound had chipped away at his skull.
Yo, that has to feel... I was watching a movie the other day. I don't know what it was, but someone got hit in the head with an axe, and I could, like, feel.
Yeah, it probably gave him a splitting headache.
It was a meme, and this little boy hit another little boy and, like, cracked him on top of the head with a bat.
Oh.
But, like, an axe. Imagine that.
Yeah. Oh, baby. Just you wait. Hold on. So Vincent is screaming, blood pouring down his head. He makes it to the police station. Apparently it wasn't too far away, where he was taken to a hospital to be treated. There is actually a fucking photograph of his head. I think they were treating him. I don't know if my assumption is they took the photo after they treated him because he looks a little bit cleaned up, but still he has a fucking hole in his head. It's like a portrait of him sitting there with his head like he's looking at his lap, and there's a fucking nick out of his fucking head.
They should have put the axe back in. That would have been a good pick.
Oh my god, you're awful.
I'm sorry.
So yeah, I'm gonna post that picture wherever I feel like posting that picture, but keep your eyes
wherever
peeled.
you feel like it.
So after Vincent is taken to the hospital, police head to Carl's house to see what happened. Now remember, these officers knew who Carl was, and they only knew him of the man of church. He played the organ. He helped in funerals. He was also the person who was pretty much putting a lot of food on a lot of people's plates and like selling at discounted prices, like his suspenders and belts and shit. At discounted prices, low prices you won't find anywhere else on the web. Head on over to carldinka.com. Free shipping on all orders, $99 or more.
Wow, who
this
the
holiday
fuck
season,
are you?
Black Friday shopping. Head on over. Sorry, I'm in work mode. Girl.
I do that shit all the time. Wait, stop. I'll be making like a sandwich or something, and I'll like pretend that I'm doing like a YouTube video.
I hate you so much, but I love you because I do too.
Like,
I'll even say it out loud.
First, you take the toast, and you want to toast it to like a really good spot. You know.
I know you're saying this to your cat too.
Oh,
Yeah.
my girlfriend.
Yep. Okay, so yes, the police who know Carl as Papa, they go to Papa's house, baby.
Papa.
They have to do this, so they arrest Carl. They take him into custody. They're just like, hey, what happened? Like, what is your side of the story? They bring him on down to the station, but this was in 1920. So he explains himself. He's like, I was defending myself because this homeless beggar came into my house. I was giving him food, but he tried to rob me. So I defended myself. And the cops are like, this makes sense because this homeless guy who's a drifter in town just came to us and he was freaking out that you attacked him, but you're a good person that we've known for all these years.
You see that manipulation.
But also... What would you think? Because they have no other reason for them to think anything else. So they're just like, okay, we're gonna get to the bottom of this. We have to keep you in this prison cell. So they put him in a little cell, and they're just like, okay, we got to do this. We're gonna go search your house, but we'll be right back. So like everything's gonna be fine. So Carl went silent when they said they had to search his house. So, a locksmith joined the police as they unlocked the front door and stepped into Carl's home. The smell of meat was putrid and overwhelming. The walls were lined with dozens of leather belts, leather suspenders, and shoelaces. In the kitchen, they found ceramic bowls filled with meat, a soap-making apparatus, jars of lard, and bones. When the police took a closer look at Carl's home, baby, Papa's house started looking more like a hell house. The bones in the kitchen weren't pig bones. They were human bones. The bowls of pickled meat were not pork, but human meat. The jars of lard weren't actually lard, but fat trimmed from humans.
Oh, shit.
And the leather goods were all crafted from human skin and human hair.
Stop it.
A large wooden barrel was filled with pickling brine and body parts. Here is a verbatim police report that stated... The first findings made in Carl Dinka's house during the search were bones and pieces of meat. The latter were in a salt solution found in a wooden drum. There were altogether 15 pieces of skin, 2 parts of breast, which were strong and hairy. Interesting. The torso is cut through the middle. If you're eating, you should probably put a pause on that really quick. Unless you're into this,
I'm
then
never eating again.
Bone apple tea. The torso is cut through the middle, 3 fingers above the navel. Its lateral limit is the front of the shoulder blade. I don't know what all this shit means. In the piece of the anterior abdominal wall. The middle of the navel base is visible. The remaining pieces belong to the side and back body parts. Also, this is them writing in Polish in the 20s and then translated into English into like 2010. But yeah, all these notes, like you can actually see like the notes that these police like were on the police report that can be found online. The largest is about 40 by 20 centimeters large. Particularly striking was a very clean anus with both buttocks. That's what I hope men say about me.
I want to take your butt is so nice and I'm going to chop it off.
Very clean.
I'm going to clean it up.
No, it's already, you don't got to clean it up.
I'm going to post it.
Thank you.
Post it up in my house.
Yes. So the meat is brownish red and does not feel as if the body would have lost much blood. On the back is some soft bluish discoloration visible, as well as liver mortis. I think maybe rigor mortis. I don't know. As well as liver mortis, which leads to the conclusion that the disassembly of the body took place over several hours of death. There's no evidence of vital reaction of the bodies to the cuts made, which means basically they don't think that the victims were alive when they were being cut apart. Good. Yeah, right. Okay, so that's the end of that quote because I don't feel like fucking reading that shit. So, in a closet, officials found bloodstained clothes, including women's clothing.
Yikes.
They also found a notebook containing a list of every single one of Carl's victims and their date of death. The book included over 40 names. And the first victim, baby, guess who that was? Ida Lawner.
I knew it.
The girl who went missing in 1903. And the following victim didn't occur until 6 years later in 1909. 25-year-old Emma Sander, who was found brutally murdered. And police reopened the murder case. And the man who had been wrongfully convicted, Edward Troutman, was freed after 15 years of sitting in prison for a crime he didn't commit. In addition, police found 16 femurs, over 155 pieces of rib, 15 medium-sized pieces of long bones, 4 pairs of elbow bones, 7 heads of radii, it's a bone in your hand, 9 lower parts of radii, or whatever the fuck, 8 lower parts of the elbow, a pair of upper shin bones, a pair of lower elbows and radii, and extremities still remain well connected, a pair of upper arms, a pair of upper arm heads, I don't know what that means, a pair of collarbones, 2 shoulder blades, 8 heels and ankle bones, 120 toes, 65 feet and metacarpal bones,
Wait.
and baby, a jar that contained 351 human teeth. And yeah, even though this was in the 1920s, like I fucking said, there are crime scene photos at this dude's house, and they show the fucking body parts. It's gnarly. You see how many bones there are?
Feet got me.
Oh my god, you can say they have whole like shins, legs. They're sliced down the middle. Oh, it is very deep. Girl, these pictures might be in black and white, but your brain can put together what colors are going on in that situation. Okay, so. Baby. Police are like, what the fuck is happening in Papa's house? When they return to Carl's cell, he was found dead.
Oh.
He had hanged himself.
Why?
Because he was going to be found guilty. He didn't think he was going to be found. He didn't think they were going to search his house.
Aw, fuck.
So the town was warned. Ready?
No.
The town was warned not to eat any of the goods that were purchased from Carl Dinka at the market, and to hand it over to police as it was now possible evidence. Years and years later, DNA tests on some preserved specimens confirmed that the flesh was genuine human meat. According to modern day estimates, 30 to 40 victims were present the day the police entered Carl's home. For almost 20 years, Carl Dinka cooked his victims and fed them to this small town and called it pork. Yeah, that pickled shit that he was selling, that people were eating.
Humans. It could have been your daughter.
The entire town had been consuming their missing neighbors. They were wearing their skin to hold up their pants, and their hair kept their shoes tied, and no one had a single fucking clue.
How do you make shoelaces out of hair?
I don't know, you probably use like glue and string it together. He seemed to be a really crafty fucking guy.
That's true.
He would have a Pinterest for sure. So a lot of people, because of his past and the fact that he didn't really talk until he was 7 and he was really like to himself, people speculated that he may have had severe autism, and like people argued that he possibly saw his murders with cannibalism as a way of helping a low-income community during the Great War.
Yes, no, not taking people away from it.
Okay,
and, like chopping them up.
Also, because a lot of the victims, not all of them, but a lot of the victims happen to be homeless people.
Even the women.
No, those women were not.
Okay.
That's why I'm saying like not a lot. But okay, but there lies my argument. So World War I started in 1914. 1914, 15.
Don't ask me. I don't know any
World War I
historic-
started, I believe, in 1914. And his first murder of Ida was in 1903. So that leads me to the conclusion that... And also, Emma, he didn't even like eat. He like murdered her and left her body there.
That's
so
true. So
his
why?
first 2 murders were...
Just
well,
murder.
Ida may not. They don't really know exactly what happened to Ida. They found her name in the book, so
Idaho.
we Idaho, baby. Yeah. So that's kind of where my argument lies with people who are just like, but he was doing good and he didn't know, bitch. No, if he didn't know, why would he have killed
It was
himself?
like 43 people that he killed.
Between 30 to 40 people, yeah. So
like and made into fucking shoelaces
and pickled
leather
meat that
jackets.
people were eating.
Like, oh,
Can you fucking imagine
that's why I don't eat that shit.
Oh, disgusting. It's also crazy. Like, people like that scare the shit out of me. Like,
Okay.
he was this normal guy that people seem to be able
Thought
to trust.
was good. I'm telling
Worked
you.
at the church, did his thing, sang his songs, made quality pickled meat, baby.
And everyone's like, Papa.
Yeah, and here he is, like, chopping people with a fucking axe, keeping it in a notebook. You can see it. You, like, the notebook is...
Also, why are you making a paper trail for yourself, you amateur?
Right? The fuck? Papa? Take
Come on,
notes.
Papa.
Take notes. Don't take notes, okay?
Okay.
Okay. So, moral of the story, you can't trust anybody. Don't eat fucking meat. Eat a fucking apple for Thanksgiving.
Okay, also, it's like we kill animals to eat. Are we cannibals?
No, because cannibalism... Are you... Okay.
No.
Cannibalism would be if you're eating human. That's
Human.
not...
I know, but it's just like...
No, that's like being a carnivore.
Oh. Okay.
We'll blame it on the meds.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that idea.
Okay.
So that is my story.
I think I'm always doing that.
Also, he was one of a huge serial killer, if you
Oh.
couldn't tell. Also, he was referred to as I think the forgotten serial killer or the forgotten cannibal.
The forgotten.
Because this shit came out, people were shook with, and then
It's just-
like a year later, like nobody talked about it.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. But literally like a year or 2 later, nobody fucking talked about it. And there isn't that much about his life prior to any of this shit. But I think how well documented like the photos are, and they're like clean looking photos. Like there's pictures of his house, there's pictures of his shed, there's pictures of like the inside of his house, which is horrifying because homes back then, like his house didn't have wallpaper. It was straight up, it looked like an unfinished basement with like
Ew.
cement walls and
That's
just
disgusting.
like nasty, and it was cold. Oh,
Right.
it was probably cold and damp, and it
And
probably
it doesn't have
smelled
any
like
fucking art.
right? Would it kill you to throw up a Picasso?
Like you made fucking shoelaces out of hair. I'm sure you're
Right?
a creative person.
Fucking, you could use chalk on your goddamn walls. Rudy's got the chalk.
Oh, I can't believe you tweeted that.
I can't believe you didn't like that tweet.
I
and
did.
Oh,
When were you watching it?
I wasn't. I was singing the song while I
Oh.
was brushing my teeth this
I
morning.
love that.
It's a Chalk Zone reference. If you don't know, now you know. Sorry. That's the end of my story. Thanks for listening.
Thank
and
you
I think
for coming and
you've-
chopping.
you've got another story for us, yeah?
I do. Are you ready for the spooktacular event?
I think so.
In October of 2001, Catherine Knight's trial was almost ready to start. She had entered a plea of not guilty, and her legal team had a solid defense ready. They were prepared to support her with expert witnesses. She had a reputation of being a sweet-looking woman. How could she have committed this heinous crime of which she was accused of?
What was she accused of?
Then, the day the trial started, the judge adjourned the case without testimony. At some point during the night, Catherine Knight had changed her plea to guilty. She was escorted to prison that day, and the judge ordered that her papers be marked never to be released.
Ooh, I gotta know what the fuck she did.
For the first time in history, a woman in Australia was given a life sentence without parole. We making history here, beach.
And I'm sure it's not for good cause.
It's really not.
What year is this?
2001.
Oh, God. Take me back.
Knight stabbed her boyfriend 37 times, skinned his body, and cooked parts of him into a stew that she intended to serve his children. To this day, Catherine Knight still maintains her innocence and refuses to accept responsibilities for her actions. She's appealed her sentence, and the appeal was denied almost immediately.
You said that so cool, calm, and collected. Stabbed 37 times, skinned him, cut him up.
I read over this a lot, like 5 times.
Jesus Christ.
Although Knight claims that she has no memory of what she did and that she wasn't capable of such a thing, her past with men tells a rather different and chilling story. Are you ready to jump in?
Okay, I think we're already in.
So I'm gonna really get into her stabbing this man 37 times.
I was hoping
I'm
so.
gonna start at the beginning.
Oh, we're rewinding, baby.
Knight's violent history began in 1973.
A groovy time to be alive.
While working as a boner in a butcher shop. I always think that's so funny.
A boner?
Yeah.
What's that?
I guess they like take out the bones in the shop. I don't know. I don't know. That's all I could come up with.
Oh, that's so funny. Let me Google it.
A boner. Knight met David.
Oh, okay. Don't Google boner.
Wait. Oh my god. What do you see? I can't. This is my work computer. Let me know.
Okay. A lot. Boner butcher.
Butcher boner.
Hold on. Okay, I don't know, and honestly, I don't really care because I don't trust this bitch as far as I can throw her.
Right, and you can't. Knight met David Kellett. Kellett was a raging alcoholic and was prone to fistfights whenever the opportunity was there. Surprisingly, Kellett found that Knight could hold her own and never hesitated to jump in a scuffle. Ooh, damn men always thinking the wrong thing. He soon realized, however, that Knight was capable of doing more than a little damage with her fist, and before long was finding himself dominated by her. In 1974, she even convinced him to marry her, although he was heavily intoxicated the entire time.
Of their wedding?
No, like
when
in
she
their
was convincing?
relationship. Yeah.
Oh, just like okay.
Yeah, his intoxication that day was almost his downfall. On their wedding night, they got married 3 different times.
Is that necessary?
I don't know. He probably was like, no, I don't want to do this. And then she would probably beat the shit out of him. And then they would do it again. He would be like, no, I don't want to do it.
Oh my god.
Kellett fell asleep. Catherine Knight, apparently not satisfied because she wanted to fuck, took issue with her new husband's premature exhaustion and strangled him. He woke up, thankfully, and managed to fight Knight off. Despite the fact that she attempted to kill him one day into their marriage, the couple lasted 10 more years, during which they had 2 daughters, and 1 period of separation after Kellett left Knight in the middle of the night. I can't
either. Jesus Christ.
Knight went through a period of deep distress after he left her.
Wait, he left her?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That was worded weird.
It was, but I get it.
And
I don't blame him.
Right. At one point, she spent a few months in a psychiatric hospital after threatening the life of the mechanic who had serviced her car because it had allowed him to leave her. This mechanic she was also involved with, but like very briefly, and it doesn't really say his name.
Oh my god. But wait, she's blaming him because he fixed the car, and that was the car which was the mode of transportation for her husband to leave her psycho ass?
Yes.
Okay, just clarifying, making sure that I heard that
Love that.
correctly.
He even took her back when she was released from the hospital, though their reunion didn't last long. So it's her husband and her. Why did he go back though?
I don't fucking know.
6 years after her time in the psych ward, Catherine Knight met David Sanders. It's Saunders.
I had the same struggle in mine.
A few months after meeting, he moved in with her and her 2 daughters. He kept his own apartment, something that would cause tension throughout their relationship. The fact that Saunders had a life separate from hers caused Knight extreme emotional distress. and at one point she slit the throat of his 2-month-old puppy in front of him to show him what she was capable of.
Not the fucking
Not
puppy!
the fucking dog. Like, come on.
Kill the man, not the puppy. No,
Okay.
don't kill the man. Don't kill the man. But don't kill the puppy. Are you kidding me?
Despite the situation, the two had a daughter a year later, though Saunders left her shortly after their daughter's birth. Knight had attempted to kill him by stabbing him with a pair of scissors.
But the puppy.
The puppy slit his throat. I would literally kill her. I just want you to know I would go fucking ballistic. After Saunders left her, she met another man. I can't talk because my nose.
Why don't you just cut your nose off?
After Saunders left her, she met another man named John Chillingworth, whom she managed to...
I love that you just like laughed at his last name.
Because it's like Chillingworth, whom she maintained a relationship with for 4 years. Together, the pair had a child, Knight's first son. For the most part, their relationship was without issue, though this may have been due to the fact that Knight was carrying on an affair with a man named John Price.
She got a lot of men she's juggling.
And I can't even get a text back.
Right?
I'm joking. I have a girl.
I was like, ew, what the fuck? She's got John number 1, John Coolington.
Chillingworth.
Whatever, Chillyworth.
Her relationship with John Price would be the only one that finally pushed Catherine Knight over the edge, landing her in hot water and earning her very long prison sentence. So John Price was the one that got stabbed 37 times. I'll get into that right now.
Interesting choice of words because it would be him who went in the hot water on the stove.
I'm going to get there.
Oh, okay. Do you remember Emeril Lagasse?
Bam!
I hope he's well.
I hope he's well.
Don't mock me, you little bitch.
I always laugh at myself because the way I talk in email and the way I talk in person is completely different.
So different.
So different. The beginning of their relationship was...
Why did you just say that?
What?
The email thing.
Because I feel like people think I'm like, when they meet me, I'm like a different person. I'd be like, I hope you are well. Like, who fucking says that?
You do in an email.
In an email, I don't say that.
I hope this email finds you well. Bitch.
Warm regards. Well wishes.
Okay, let's talk murder.
Okay. The beginning of their relationship was without complications and seemed to be smooth sailing. Price had 2 older children who lived with him and who liked Knight well enough. He worked as a miner and made good money, which kept Knight comfortably sedated. She was also a drug addict.
Oh, okay.
However, when she suggested they marry and he declined, she turned violent.
I love a boner with a drug addict.
Right?
Wait.
With a drug addiction.
Yeah.
She ended up getting Price fired from his job, which resulted in him kicking her out. A few months later, she moved back in, though he still refused to marry her. According to their friends and neighbors, this was around the time she began to escalate. In February of 2000, an argument between Price and Knight started, with Price receiving a chest wound after she attempted to stab him.
With what?
He took out a restraining order against her in an attempt to keep his children safe. He must have been living in extreme fear for some time because towards the end of the month, he told his coworkers that if he was ever to go missing, it was because Knight killed him. And she did.
Just rip the Band-Aid off of that one.
When Price came home from work, he followed his usual routine of checking in with the neighbors before going to bed at 11. Knight came home shortly after, made herself dinner, watched TV, showered, and then went upstairs. She woke Price, the 2 had sex, and then Price went back to sleep.
Oh my god. Also, you might be sick, but your skin looks excellent.
Thank you.
No, it really does.
Oh, yes! I love that. It's, Laura Mercer, Flawless Fusion.
Fuck that bitch.
Then it's literally $50 foundation.
Ew.
Yeah.
How dare you, Lauren?
I'm saying Laura.
Laura.
Then Catherine Knight took a butcher's knife from next to her bed, where she had a habit of keeping in case she needed it, and then stabbed the sleeping Price 37 times.
Oh, God.
According to the blood evidence, he woke up while she was stabbing him.
Probably.
Knight dragged his body downstairs, skinned him, and hung his body from a meat hook hanging in the living room.
What? Why does she just have a meat hook in her living room? Just because you're a boner doesn't mean you need a meat hook in your living room.
She was like, I'm gonna need this.
Oh my god, she probably kept that in her car. She's like, I'm gonna take this home.
Right. She had
it
this
was
whole
probably
thing planned.
rusty.
She showered before this.
Oh god.
Then she decapitated him, cut up pieces of his body to cook in a dish with potato, pumpkin, beets, zucchini, cabbage, squash, and gravy.
Okay,
She then
honestly,
made a dish for herself.
doesn't sound bad.
From the half discarded contents, it appears she couldn't finish. Literally, no, that doesn't seem bad at all.
So she ate it.
Yeah.
Okay.
She then laid down next to the headless, mutilated corpse of Price,
Oh god,
took
what
a
is she gonna
large
do?
number of pills, and
God.
passed out.
Oh god.
Price's coworkers heeded his warning the next morning and called the police after failing to...
Oh my god, you said heeded his warning. I thought you were gonna say heated his leftovers.
Oh, no.
I thought they were all gonna be sitting at lunch, like eating him, and then she was gonna be like, I killed my husband.
him.
Can you
You're
imagine
eating your friend.
if you're just like working at Pep Boys or like Walmart or something,
right.
and just like on your break eating some food, and it's just
And
like,
it's a
that's your
person.
friend.
So, like, they were really scared that he didn't show up for work. So, like, they called the police. The police went to their house to find a gruesome scene
Naturally.
and immediately detained the comatose Catherine Knight, who, once she woke up, claimed to have no memory of the night before.
Was she drinking the night before? Was she just on pills, or was she just
I think
fucking
she was
having a mental break?
I think she was just having a mental break and then took the pills. But in the kitchen, police found Price's head boiling in a pot of vegetables on the stove. On the table, they found
Oh my
two-
god, wait. Hold on.
I'm just ripping these Band-Aids.
Imagine being that cop.
I was saying, that's horrifying.
Oh no.
I feel like you need therapy to be a policeman.
Just opening that lid, taking that lid. I'm assuming there's a lid on it because
Yeah.
that's how it's dramatic in my head. And also, there was still water boiling, or maybe like vegetable stock.
Yeah,
even though
it's still in there.
it probably wasn't on if she passed out. And if it was, it would evaporate it. But in my head, it's like super smoky. He opens the top of it, and like it's still too smoky to see
And
it.
then it clears out, and then the head is in there.
And then there's just eyeballs looking back at him, and he goes, "Oh, Sarge, you're gonna want to see this."
Sorry.
And then Sarge comes in from the other room, and he's just like,
You have quite an
"What's got
imagination.
you all shook up?" Because he's British. No, wait, they're all
I
C.
fucking love you.
I love you too. I'm a creative writer. I went to school,
You
baby.
sure did, baby.
Mm.
On the table, they found two full plates. On the table, they found two full plates, each labeled with a name. In horror, the police realized what had happened.
Wait,
Catherine Knight had been planning on serving John Price's body parts to his children. And that was the story of Catherine Knight.
hold on. She fucking put little nameplates.
Yes, like
This one's
Johnny.
for you.
Brad.
Oh my god, fucking Brad. Ooh,
Isn't that spooky?
that's disgusting.
Disgusting.
So she's not getting out.
No.
Oh my god.
Never to be released.
That's crazy. I think I've heard of her. I'm pretty sure
Oh,
I have
really?
heard. Yeah, but I feel like there's just so much shit going on in my head that like my
What's
brain
what?
just like spits all that shit
I
out.
feel
But
that.
when you said the thing with the nameplates for the little
That like really stuck
Mhm.
out.
Yeah, because how fricked.
Classy. Got a classy woman here.
Oh my, oh my.
Do you have a tweet of the week?
No, I have one more story.
Oh fuck!
I have a really short story. It's not a cannibal story, but it is a Thanksgiving murder.
Give it to me, Thanksgiving.
Oh, hide your gravy. So, on Thanksgiving Day, November 27th, 1919. I think that's Miley Cyrus's birthday. Not in 1919. But I'm going to check. Miley Cyrus' birthday is November 23rd. Don't know exactly why I know that. Just a little piece of information for you and your ugly friends. So, November 27th, 1919, John H. Woodruff, a young newlywed police officer, bid his... Also, I'm reading this verbatim from the article that I'm going to put in the sources because it's short. And you can tell that it's not my word. Because he bid his young wife goodbye and proceeded to patrol in and around Shankshantate County, which is outside of Albany, New York. While not much is known of Woodruff's personal life, it is known that he was a dedicated officer, and on this Thanksgiving Day, his wife would be the last known person to see him alive. When Woodruff did not return home, an intense search was organized in an attempt to determine his whereabouts. Despite the efforts of the searchers, John Woodruff could not be found. The search was discontinued with the young officer's fate a mystery. On April 4th, 1921, nearly a year and a half after he disappeared, John Woodruff's remains were found. The grisly discovery was made by George H. Bartlett of Rotterdam, Rotterdam, who had been in the woods hunting near the bed of a creek near 9 Mile Bridge of Amsterdam Road. Woodruff's body, quote, lay doubled up in a shallow hole in the creek bed, all of the lower portion of the skull covered by flat stones. The entire top of the skull, which had been detached from the rest of the body, had been smashed in by a heavy weapon in the hands of a powerful man, end quote. These were the words of Coroner A.G. Baxter. Woodruff's revolver was also missing. Because so much time has elapsed, clues to John Woodruff's murder were few. His wife told authorities that her husband's life had been threatened at least once. She said, quote, in the summer of 1919, he received a letter, which the contents were, quote, the contents of which, quote, he refused to disclose to her, end quote. So basically, he got a letter that was threatening, told the wife, hey, I got a threatening letter. She's like, well, what's it about? Should I be scared? And he's like, nothing. Don't worry about it. I just wanted you to know. So she didn't know. Like, she knows.
Love that.
Yeah. So, in fact, he had destroyed the letter before his wife could read it.
Of course.
An unfortunate incident, since it may have provided a valuable clue to the identity of his murderer. John H. Woodruff's murder has never been solved. And that is the Thanksgiving murder mystery.
Let's solve it.
Let's solve it. My thing is, I have an idea, or not an idea. I have a thought that it might have been something with infidelity.
I think the wife killed him.
No, I don't think the wife killed him.
Why not?
Maybe she did, but I think he may have been with another woman. That woman's husband finds out, or that woman's boyfriend finds out, and then goes after him, because that would be a reason why she'd be like, who's the letter from? And he's just like, no one, I'm being threatened. And then he's like, I don't want you to read it because it'll just blow his cover.
Right. Blow my cover.
Sorry. Really quick, you guys. It 'tis the season to be thankful for things.
True.
You know, I don't at all believe in, what Thanksgiving Day was originally for, with the pilgrims and the fucking
I don't believe
patriarchy and fucking
let's be real,
white power and
we
fucking,
took the fucking land
scalping Native Americans and just
good.
pushing a whole lot of people to the other side of the country where they're forced to work in casinos and sell things on the side of the road while we take over the country. But
like whites always do.
I do like to take Thanksgiving and be thankful for things. So, tacky and corny alert. Are
you saying what you're thankful for?
I'm thankful for our Patreon supporters, Robert, Barbara, Veronica, Becca, Sebastian, and Elena, sorry.
Yay, guys.
Thank you guys so much.
I'm thankful for y'all.
If you want to be a Patreon supporter and you get bonus content, including 2 bonus episodes a motherfucking month, head on over to patreon.com/esoteric oddities. And also, we are both thankful for all of y'all for listening and telling your ugly friends to listen to us. I'm also thankful for my family, my parents, my brother, my kitty cat.
Cute. I'm thankful for my girlfriend, my mom,
and our listeners.
I was getting there. My friends, this podcast. I feel like I really like.
I'm thankful for you, bitch.
I'm thankful for you.
No, deadass, I am. I love you.
We've been friends for 7 years. I feel like you're the only one I have.
7 heaven. And also, you guys, my mom is doing something incredible. She's actually been doing it for a few years. She and a group of other women, pretty much across the country. Some of them don't even know each other, but they just came through a group on Facebook.
Jonathan's mother is a saint.
My mom is awesome. Hi, Mom, if you're listening to this, I love you so much.
Very, very, very amazing woman.
She's great. And she and a bunch of other very amazing women knit and crochet for newborn preemies or people in the NICU, or unfortunately the younger ones who don't make it, who families get put in really tough situations, and the hospital staff get put in tough situations where if you have a premature birth and you don't really have anything to comfort the family with, or also there's a plethora of things that she's doing now because it's grown. But her and a bunch of women knit and crochet hats, scarves, little burial wraps. As sad as that sounds, it has to be done. And they donate them to hospitals that are in need. And y'all, let me tell you, there are so many hospitals in need. And word is kind of spreading about them, their group, and more and more people know. So if you knit and crochet, or if you're looking to, you feel like you want to help in some way, go to circleofloveexo.com and you can learn more about my mom and these women and their story and stuff. And you could just help out in a way. If you know how to knit and crochet, or if your mom or your aunt or your cousin or your uncle, doesn't matter. And there's ways that you can get in contact with them. You can join the Facebook group and shit. But the holidays are coming up and
we need your help.
And people need help. And it's, a lot of the stuff is really sad, but I idolize my mom for the stuff that she does. And I think it's great that her and a bunch of people are doing that, because it's something that I really wouldn't have thought of that people need. It's really sad to see how tiny like their little hats are, but sometimes they pull through.
Unfortunately, there's always going to be a need for that.
Yeah, exactly. Is that there will always be a need for that. So if you want to make a difference and you know how to knit or crochet, or you're interested, or even sewing, some of the projects they do are like sewing. You don't even have to live in or around the Philadelphia area.
Send them to her.
Yeah, my mom has people like around the entire country. I don't know if she has anybody outside of this world. We got that shipment from the moon. We got moon socks for the preemie babies. But check them out. Again, that's circleofloveexo.com. You can also find it on Facebook and such. So my fun fact is Captain Crunch's full name is Horatio Magellan Crunch.
Wow. My fun fact is if a star passes too close to a black hole, it can be torn apart.
That's horrifying.
Right?
And symbolic. And my tweet of the week is from Dolly Parton. The good news just keeps on coming. Can't wait to see Julianne Hough stars Jolene in my upcoming Netflix series.
Cute.
Frick, yeah, I'm ready for it.
My tweet of the week is from @LadyT. She says, me going out is canceled. The temperature dropped and I am not a hoe. So thanks, friends, for inviting me. I'll be at my house.
I'm dragging you out tonight while you're sick as fuck.
Fucking cold. Exactly.
We're going to take shots. I'll make you a hot toddy.
Okay.
Yes, I love that.
Okay.
All right, y'all. You know where to find us on social media. And please head on over to Apple Podcast or whatever the fuck it's called.
Spotify, Stitcher.
Yes, but specifically Apple. Can y'all drop us a little review with 5 stars? We work hard on this and we love you so much. And we do have fun shit coming up. We're actually going to be filming something after we stop recording now. What?
Hop on,
hop off. I think we're going to be posting it to YouTube. It'll be on our Facebook. We'll post the link everywhere. But what we're about to film, baby, you're not going to want to miss a minute of it.
You're not going to wanna.
Why are we so weird?
It's going to be a mix of some ASMR and such.
And if you don't know what that is, http://www.google.com. Thank you guys for listening.
Thanks,
Goodbye.
bye.
Oh, and happy Thanksgiving, bitches.
Happy Thanksgiving, snitches.
Gobble, gobble. Did you just drop that?
Yes.